Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andi Tanri Aliarmas and my partner Andi Muhammad Aidil Nafriansyah. We are from Class A Business English 2018. Today we are going to talk about grammar part. It is countable nouns and uncountable nouns. First, countable nouns and uncountable nouns will be explained by me and will be continued by Andi Muhammad Aidil Nafriansyah. Okay, next. Next, please, Aidil. Okay, first is countable nouns. What is countable nouns? Countable nouns can be separated into individual units and counted. They usually have both singular and plural. Most English nouns are countable nouns. Next. Okay, how are countable nouns made plural? There are three here. First is general ending. For the plural form, you can add s in the end of the words. For example, rod become rods, mine become mines, and field become fields. And the second is if noun ends with consonant y, you can change y into ies. For example, party become parties and city become cities. And the third is if noun ends with s, ss, h, h, ch, x, and z, you can change them into es. For example, bus become buses, lunch become lunches, tax become taxis, and last become lasses. Okay, next. Next is uncountable nouns. What is uncountable nouns? Non-count or uncountable nouns exist as masses or abstract quantities that cannot be counted. They have no plural form. Although most English nouns are count nouns, non-count nouns frequently occur in academic writing. Uncountable nouns category. Here we have 9 categories. First is a natural substance. They are air, ice, water, fire, blood, and hair. Second category is food, like milk, coffee, rice, bread, and sugar. The third is an abstract concept, like advice, happiness, health, time, information. Next is a disease, like diabetes, malaria, polio, influenza. Next is a subject of study, for example, economics, physics, history, and statistics. And the last category is a language, like Arabic, Chinese, Spanish, and English. Non-countable nouns do not use the indefinite articles a or en. They can, however, use the definite article the if what is being referred to is specific. They can also use no article if what is being referred to is general, generic, or non-specific. Okay, will be continued by Andi Muhammad Aidil.
Yes, thank you very much, Andy Tenry, for the explanation. But before we continue to the Formula One, I'd like to add a little bit more information about uncountable nouns. Now, in general, uncountable nouns, there's no like figure numbers to it, or more specifically, there's no like exact number of it because we can't fully count it with our own eyes and all of our fingers. Even if we use our fingers from our finger, hand, or feet, we can count it. So how to count it more easily? There's become the substitute of make it easier. For example, if we like take word rice here, like if we say 1 grain of rice, okay, that's easy. But if the rice is collected with all other rice, become puddles, right? That's easy to hard. It's hard to count. So how to count it? Now, the substitute to it is like kilogram. There's some other substitute like besides kilogram, like liters or ton or maybe feet, to make an easier count. Because again, uncountable nouns is the nouns that we can't count using our eyes or hands or feet to count as well. So that's why there's some academic words to substitute the number to make it easier to count it. Okay, now that's out of the way, so let's continue to the formulas. Now, in there are many ways to how to use the countable and countable nouns in a sentence, but in this video, I'm just gonna show you the easy, but most common and easy way to use it. So they use it for the positive negative. It's just very common in like in grammar work, but I want you who watch the video right now can notice the differences. Okay. Now for the first positive one, we use, unlike any grammar, you use there, the word there as the starter, and then we use the subject in this one. Now, usually in the grammar world, we use subject like am is are, right? But for the countable and uncountable noun, we just use is and are. Now, for the uncountable one, we use is because it's like it's a singular term. And also it's like infinite one. In the infinity world, it just ended as one. And for the countable one, we use are because we can count it with our hands or something like that. And then words to connect those two, the noun and the subject, here we use some. And then after that, we use the nouns in it, whatever is the uncountable one or the countable one or the uncountable. We use it with that. And then in the end, we can use it some object or some conditional things to make the word completed. But the end one is just some like to make it more specific one. It's just optional, but in life we definitely gotta use that one there. Now, for the negative one, it's just the same with the positive almost. We started with there, and we use it is and are. But just like in the common grammar world, we use in the negative we use not. We use not, like this one, right? They isn't or aren't. And then we added this time, we use any. In this one, we use any, like this. Because in word any is just a symbol of like in the word some uncertain of something that uncountable or something that uncertain. And then we added up with the word, the nouns again, and then the object unconsonant. There is the question one as well, but unfortunately I can't add it, but because it's very few people use it. But just like in our grammar word, we can just switch there and the subject, right? For example, like is there or are there, and we can use any or some in both or the question form. So in positive and the negative one, the thing that makes the difference are some and any. It's just the simple term of the word. Okay, I guess that's it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video that about countable and countable nouns. And thank you for Anita and Aulia for joining me today on this video. If you wanna check all house and social media, I'll be leaving the links in the description down below. And thank you so much for listening or joining us for today's presentation. I hope you all well, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.